Hi, this is your host, Russ Christensen, for Insight. Welcome to Saturday Afternoon Live with our famous cartoonist, Pete Wagner. Now that you have ended an era, Pete, what's going to happen next? You've ended your era?
Minnehaha, the Twin Cities Sorely Needed Humor Magazine.
All right.
And here
looks just like you.
Here are a few issues. Thank you. This is our Elvis issue. You know, the postage stamp. We went out.
Oh yes.
Took this out on
the younger, the newer, the older one. Yeah.
Right. People were voting for which one. We thought we should enter a third entry that was a little more true to life. So we did this. I did this caricature of Elvis with the Burger King and the Goodyear belt and. So
great, I like it.
We've done
show originality.
Quite a few issues. Here's a cartoon by Joe Rush. We're featuring cartoons by local writers and artists and cartoonists. Here's Joe Rush from St. Paul. Here's a guy coming into the U of M admission testing site, and he's asking, "Where do I park for the admission test?"
Well, okay.
The most popular was the politically incorrect issue, which we did last fall.
Oh, I like that one. That was good.
Here's a dad and a kid and his dad, and kid saying, "Dad, I feel guilty about being affluent, male, and white." Dad says, "Don't be." 1, homeless people actually like living outside. 2, feminists are just ugly women who can't get dates. 3, because of hiring quotas, minorities actually have an unfair advantage. And the kid says, "Gee, Dad, now instead of guilt, I feel righteous indignation."
Marvelous.
And the dad says, "That's my boy."
Well, I have a secret guest.
So
I want you to know that you may think you're the star of the show, but I have a secret guest who will be on my show who is going to try to upstage you. I want you to know that.
He will succeed.
Okay.
Here's the guy.
His name, I believe, is Laird Brooks Schmidt. Let's give a big hand to Laird Brooks Schmidt, the star. There's a little audience out there. Come on, baby. Let's have it for Laird Brooks Schmidt. We got to hook him up so people can hear what he has to say, if he has anything. Ta-da! Louder, Beverly. Louder. The audience of one. How popular. No. Let's get this over here. So people don't think you really are on the air.
Say, listen,
Yeah.
weren't you involved in some neighborhood crime lately?
Looks like it.
You know what?
He's guilty.
That was my red
The only other guy I ever knew that read a paper on the air was Fiorello LaGuardia.
Yeah, he's not that old. He don't know who that guy LaGuardia
Sure, I
is.
do. Bob Hope played him in a movie once.
Well, I'm glad you asked what it was like on the old show.
The old days, yeah. Hey, you know, the Sunday paper wasn't being printed, so Mr. LaGuardia read the funny to the kids.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I knew about that.
yeah. I know. I've lived before your time. Yeah. You know, not Laird and I. We remember those days, don't we, Laird?
We go back a long ways.
Tell me about Dad.
Too darn far.
Now you're clutching this thing in your hand.
I have a little memory problem.
Oh, okay.
So if I forget what to say, check something out.
I see. We have a cue card here.
Okay, all right.
Am I supposed to read you the cue so you know which joke you're going to tell him? Is that the idea?
Joke?
You're supposed to be
I thought the name of the show was Insight.
It is. Insight.
I'll show you how I used to introduce myself on the old KSTP Channel 9.
All right. Introduce yourself.
And now,
what year was this?
1979.
1979?
Don't let people know.
Don't tell that.
Is it 78?
No. Yeah. We're trying to get it into the 80s.
Let's push it up to the 80s. Okay, all right.
But we didn't have any producer like Russ Christensen.
Oh, thank you. Flattered to get you everywhere.
We had a cameraman who was in the opposite audience today, my wife Beverly, but that was the only one around, so I had to introduce myself like, and now here he is, that eclectic, Pantagruelian, discursive, neo-surrealist, one-man group thinker, specialist in orthocognition, future teacher of education a la carte, existential phenomenological structuralist, and a human being in his own right. A man who was 30 years ahead of his time 30 years ago. That makes him right on time tonight, folks.
Well, what kind of television shows did you show?
We had some stuff that was sold that the movies.
Movies that were
so old that in one of them, Bela Lugosi played a teenager.
I can believe that.
Called Leave It to Dracula.
Leave It to Dracula. Well, what did you do before you became famous and went on television?
Nothing.
Oh, you went to
Oh, I was on the.
Oh, you married Beverly. I know you married Beverly, and she supported you in the manner you wanted to be supported in. Is that right?
We kind of 50-50.
It's kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Well, I like to have fun with words.
Okay, have fun with words.
And here's
Why
a
am
little,
I holding this? And if you're going to have fun with words, okay. Yeah,
Well,
that's number 2, though.
in case I say something right, you wouldn't correct me.
Oh, okay. All right.
But they have some nice slim trim pants for those slim trim young guys called Jardash.
Uh-huh.
And they got some slacks for guys like me called Lardash.
Okay. I feel that this is a personal affront, but I'll let it go.
You ought to see my back. Talk about a front. No, you probably noticed that I'm a sit-down comic.
I noticed that, yes.
I could stand up, but not for long.
You two guys with white hair have real problems, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have white hair, but I cover it up so nobody will know.
I'm glad you asked. My name is Laird, L-A-I-R-D. That's my first name, and I'm from Bloomington. And,
Did you have to say that? That you were from Bloomington?
And
we were hoping there would be somewhere out like Buffalo so people wouldn't know.
Well,
He used to open his show every night mentioning the big walls at Bloomington, or what was it?
the noise walls.
The noise
Noise
walls.
walls at Bloomington.
And
Oh,
I
along
just
the
tell
highway.
everybody that's to keep the snow off the highway.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And the reason they call me Laird is because the maternal. You're here too. I like to include my audience. The reason they call me Laird
Audience
is
of
because
two.
the maternal side of my family were from Scotland, and I guess they had some pretty big hopes for me because. Am I talking too slow for you?
Yes, you are.
Hopes for it because in Scotland, Laird means
Laird means Lord.
Lord of the Manor.
Right.
In Bloomington, it
Yeah.
don't mean a damn thing.
Oh, really?
Can't even get my name right in the paper down here. Keep confusing me with my lookalike, Laird Brooks Shields. Because we both have big bushy eyebrows.
You think you
And a
have
mustache.
problems?
And
You
a
have
mustache.
problems.
And a mustache.
And a mustache.
No.
No. My name is Christensen, and I'm a Dane. And they always spell it wrong. They never spell it correctly. Danes spell their last name Christensen. But no, it's Tianson, something like that. They never get my name right, and they never ever come along and try to correct it afterwards.
You're going to be very happy tonight, Dane,
Oh, good. I want to be happy tonight about
because
my
I
name.
have a third grade version of Hamlet. And we're going to let the people in on a few of the. This third grade version of Hamlet is so easily done that even a graduate of the University of Minnesota.
Even a graduate. That was good. I appreciate that remark. University of
Well, I
Minnesota
gotta-
might not, but I will.
I'm glad you asked that. The other, I have another lookalike, Ernie Kovacs. Remember Ernie Kovacs?
Oh, do
Doesn't
I
he
ever.
look like him?
Yeah, you do look at someone like him.
But people come up to me and they say, Laird, did anyone ever tell you that you look like Ernie Kovacs? Russ, Ernie Kovacs died in 1962.
I know.
But listen, I got a little treat for you. Remember some of the characters that Kovacs used to do? Remember Percy Dovetails?
Oh, I remember.
Oh, no.
Huh?
Funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember.
I'm going to do a little Percy Dovetails for
Oh,
you.
yeah,
Do you
go
mind?
Terribly. But go ahead anyway.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Tonight's poem is The Conjugal Urge of the Camel. The conjugal urge of the camel is stronger than anyone thinks. In a moment of amorous passion, it once tried to make love to the Sphinx. Now, the Sphinx's posterior portion lies buried deep in the sands of the Nile, which accounts for the hump on the camel and the Sphinx's inscrutable smile.
Yeah.
Well, I've come up with some new slogan for the politicians.
Oh,
I bet you were
why?
waiting for that, Russ.
Why did you do that? Now you can open
I said, what would Russ
Pandora's
like to
box.
have on his show? But
You open Pandora's box, new slogans, every try to upstage
Can
you.
you say that word on the air?
Upstage.
Pandora's box?
Pandora's box.
No, I got some slogans. Would you like? Are you drawing slogans on there too?
Yes.
Okay. For Bill Clinton. You ever heard of Bill Clinton?
Somewhere down south somewhere there. I mean,
Arkansas,
I think. Yeah.
His slogan says, he says, I believe in sacks, lies, and videotapes of Sister Soldier. And Dan Quayle says, potato heads of the world unite, I am your leader, Leadere.
You've been stealing stuff from Batman, I can tell.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know. I had never seen Batman.
Okay.
And here, I got a great one for George Bush.
Okay.
I ran Contra, and I can run this country.
Very good.
Ross Perot, Buy America.
Right. Buy America. That's for me. We'll give you a 10% discount.
Have you ever seen the pictures
All right,
of Ross?
let's come in on this one and take a good look at this one.
Who wants this?
Oh, yeah.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We got to get. Oh, that's a good one of Ross.
Okay, now listen.
Nose and ears and everything.
Tell me something, Russ. Would you buy a used SNL from this man?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. He's my kind of guy.
He's got a lot of the characteristics of some of our former famous leaders. He's kind of like Napoleon, because he's short and cranky. He's tough like Truman, and he talks like Calvin Coolidge. You remember Calvin Coolidge, sir?
No, I don't think Pete knows who Calvin Coolidge was.
He was president the year I was born, 1924.
Oh, really? Okay.
But can't you just hear Ross Perot in the same situation? The wife comes in. He's been to church.
Ross Perot has been to church?
Well, this is
a joke. Okay.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. All right.
And remember the punchline, Pinocchio?
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so he comes home from church, and the wife says, did you enjoy the sermon, Ross? He says, yep. He says, what was it about? It was about sin. Well, what did the minister say about it? He was against it. That was Calvin Coolidge playing Ross Perot.
That's right.
One more thing.
Lady
goes up to Perot on a convention. She says, you know, Ross, I've just bet $100 that I can make you say more than 2 words. You lose.
Okay, all right.
What's next there?
It says, pick a teenager.
Teenager and a teenager. This guy, Russ, is fabulous. You know that?
I can read.
I've never gotten along.
My college degree wasn't wasted, even though it was at the University of Minnesota.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, I know. I've been handicapped all my life as a result.
I was delivered by a tree surgeon.
Okay.
He had a little problem with his own. He kept falling out of his patience. Patience, Fred.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Your
audience is laughing. What more do you want? Come on. I mean,
so instead of patting me on the butt to get me started breathing, he dropped me on my head, and I started thinking, hey, I'm the first Head Start program. As one result of this, I learned that I was BA, brain advantage. On Halloween, I used to go around and on Halloween, I used to go around dressed as a pig, and I'd carry a whole bag of raw pork.
Raw pork?
I'd go up to the door and knock and say, trichinosis. Trichinosis. If they didn't trick, I'd give them a disease.
Right, that's a good one. You're my kind of guy.
But who's on the camera over there? What's his name? Her name?
His name?
Huh?
Kevin.
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 He'll know the next part, because when you get to be our age, Russ, did you ever notice that kids think you're dumb?
No, they just think you're senile. They don't think you're dumb.
Senile. Did you know that senile comes from the Latin word for senator?